On this day in history, General Benjamin O. Davis, born the 18th of December, 1912, and died the 4th of July 2002, became the first African American general officer in the United States military. The armed forces established special units during World War II to accommodate minority groups. These segregated units of American Indians, African Americans, and Japanese Americans served their country heroically in many battlefields in Europe and in the Pacific. General Davis served as an inspector for the Inspector General and later as a special investigator with Judge William Hastie for the Secretary of War's Advisory Committee on Negro Troop Policies. His investigation of discrimination and racial disturbances brought to light the problems of a racially closed military. A report issued the 9th of November, 1943, provides an overview of the problems he uncovered. Davis spent over 40 years in the Army, serving in combat diplomatic and administrative roles around the world. His service inspired many black soldiers, including his son, to work through the barriers of segregation they faced in the Army. Benjamin Oliver Davis was born in Washington, D.C. on the 1st of July, 1877, though he likely forged his birthday to sign up for the Army in 1898. Born to Louis P.H. and Henrietta Davis, whose parents were enslaved, he experienced countless challenges as a black man in a segregated society. Davis first served in the segregated 8th Volunteer Infantry Regiment as a first lieutenant during the last year of the war with Spain. His regiment never saw action, and, in 1899, Davis decided to re-enlist as a private in the regular army after his regiment disbanded at the end of the war. He joined the all-black 9th Cavalry Regiment, nicknamed the Buffalo Soldiers for their service on the frontier during the Indian Wars. Once with the 9th, Davis quickly moved up the ranks, and within a year, he became Sergeant Major. While stationed with the 9th, Davis met Lieutenant Charles Young, the only black officer in the Army at the time. Young taught Davis what he needed to do to become an officer. Within 2 years of joining the Army, Davis passed the officer's test, becoming a second lieutenant with Troop F, 10th Cavalry. When World War I began, Army leadership was reluctant to send black soldiers overseas to fight. Most black regiments were either assigned to border patrol or sent to other stations away from the front lines. During World War I, Davis became a supply officer to the 9th Cavalry stationed in the Philippines. Davis stayed in the Philippines until 1920 and was eventually promoted to captain. Davis spent the next decade serving in various instructor roles with the Ohio National Guard, New York National Guard, Wilberforce College, and the Tuskegee Institute. On the 25th of October, 1940, Davis was promoted to brigadier general, making him the first black general in the Army. In January 1941, Davis took command of the 4th Brigade, 2nd Cavalry Division at Fort Riley, Kansas, but was reassigned as an assistant in the office of the Inspector General. On the 20th of July, 1948, Davis retired after 50 years of service in the Army. Davis' legacy had a lasting impact on the Army and its integration. His son, Benjamin O. Davis, Jr., followed in his footsteps. Despite racism and segregation, Davis broke barriers and helped set a new standard for black soldiers in the Army.